White shorts and red socks against Newcastle in their black and white striped shirts, and Newcastle United just looking to carry on that momentum from last season because they were one of the form teams.
They were brilliant. As soon as Eddie Howe came into the football club, he changed the culture, he changed the environment, and you can see what he's trying to build here at Newcastle United. I mean, when they get the fans behind them, when they get them behind this team, they could become unstoppable. I fancy them to go high up the table, European places. They've bought well, and they'll keep on buying as well, Deno.
The referee is Simon Hooper. Both sides at the moment are just forming a huddle. Nottingham Forest will be defending the Gallowgate end in the first half. And it's 8,483 days. It's the longest ever gap between Premier League seasons, but the long wait is over for Forest. In fact, Newcastle United have dipped twice into the Championship since Forest were last in the top flight. But these two great clubs, with the history and the tradition, are going to kick off the new season on BBC Radio 5 Live, which for the next 3 years, after our 3 o'clock commentary and the usual goal service, we'll also have a tea time game for you. It's Everton against Chelsea to follow as the players take the knee. Referee Simon Hooper blows the whistle, and we're underway at St James's Park with Newcastle in their black and white striped shirts, playing from left to right as we look earlier. 2 results: Fulham 2, Liverpool 2, Norwich City 1, Wigan 1 in the Championship, and Newcastle United already working an early corner in the opening 20-odd seconds through Callum Wilson.
The work rate from Callum Wilson. Newcastle fans just hope he stays fit all season because he's an outstanding striker. His goals per minute are up there with the top ones. If anything, Newcastle could do with someone to help him.
Going to be a corner kick to Newcastle United. We'll be going to Bournemouth very, very soon, but there's a corner is taken short, and then it's played back to Target, and they've worked it back. Cher got the shot away just inside the penalty area, comes back out. Target lifts the ball high and towards the penalty area. Byrne heads it and gathered in by Henderson. Goal at Bournemouth then, Aaron Paul.
Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0. Marcus Tavernier's corner played in from this near side, headed down, and there was Jefferson Lerner to drill the ball home. Bournemouth 1, Villa 0.
So that's a surprise. Bournemouth, who are tipped by many to be going straight back down, one of the relegation favourites, but they are leading. And Connor Shaughnessy has been sent off inside the opening minute for Burton Albion at home to Bristol Rovers. So Burton are down to 10 men in League One. 0-0 here. Niakate coming under pressure straight away. Back towards Henderson. Had to really dig that one out. Did Dean Henderson. Out of play it goes for a throw in front of the East Stand here at St James's.
It's a pressing from Newcastle's forwards. Almiron really on the front foot. Callum Wilson did it earlier. But you can see how Newcastle want to play right on the front foot and pressing.
Toffolo with the interception. Forward now on this near side, the Forest left. Ahead of him is Surridge, blonde-haired striker. Used to play, of course, for Bournemouth. Guimaraes with the interception. Coming forward now out of midfield, tracked by Colback, slides into the challenge, wins the ball fairly. O'Brien is on hand now, out towards Williams. Nico Williams, a signing from Liverpool, forward ball. Brennan Johnson was on that right-hand side, but he'd stayed out wide, and the ball went through in towards the penalty area, and it's gathered by Nick Pope in his yellow goalkeeping jersey, short sleeves. Not surprising on a day like this, although there's a little bit more cloud cover now above St James's Park, but still the sun is shining here in the northeast of England as Joel Linton passes the ball back to Dan Byrne, goes across the front of his penalty area to Fabian Cher. Ball forward up towards Williams, trying to roll away from Niakate. Ball played back by Niakate to Henderson. Told by scouts that have seen Niakate from his time in France and Germany, he likes to be aggressive, he likes to get touch tight, but of course you've then got the worry that your striker will be able to roll you.
Yeah, and if you're doing that against Callum Wilson, who's naturally strong, chases everything, he will find it difficult. But you can see what Newcastle are trying to do. They're drawing the wing backs in, and then they're looking to play it around the corner to Callum Wilson, who's fantastic at holding the ball up, and he's a difficult player to play against.
Ball played forward. That was a very good interception by Trippier, because Surridge was looking to make that run in between the right back and Cher. Trippier just stepped forward. Now Saint-Maximin, you can hear the roar of the crowd. Saint-Maximin in off the left touchline. Worrell backpedaling, twisting and turning, plays it inside. Willett out from underneath him, shoots, takes a deflection, and behind and out for a goes before and out for a corner kick, as we welcome listeners to the BBC World Service. As always, wherever you are in the world, it's a pleasure to have your company. The opening day of the Premier League season, you haven't missed anything. 4 minutes played, Newcastle United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Forest back in the Premier League after an absence of 23 years. However, they're coming under early pressure from the home side. Corner kick to Newcastle, in front of the Gallagate end. Black and white striped shirts playing from left to right. Trippier near side, right arm aloft. Trippier right-footed corner kick, it's an outswinger. Helped away by O'Brien on the edge of the area, only as far as target, right side of the centre circle. Forward ball to Joel Linton. Joel Linton along the ground, out towards Trippier. Trippier with the cross is very, very deep, takes a deflection, and there was another header away. Joel Linton will head it forward, and then the ball is hit by Trippier up into the air. We're going to Ellen Road in a moment, but Saint-Maximin, couple of touches. The crowd enjoyed that, keeping up from Saint-Maximin, and then he's brought down quickly to Ellen Road. Goal, Vicky Sparks.
Wolves lead by a goal to nil. Daniel Perrins, after Hwang headed it back to him, down into the ground. Past Meslier, in off the bar. Leeds 0, Wolves 1.
And there's been a goal at Turf Moor, Juliet.
And Luton lead Burnley by 1 goal to nil. Dan Potts, the goal scorer, taking advantage from Bell's cross. Burnley didn't clear. Potts stabbed home to give Luton a 1-0 lead here.
Free kick then to Newcastle United, left-hand side, level with the penalty area. Forest have every red shirt back in and around their penalty area. Target's going to take it. Number of players to aim for. In it comes now. Joel Linton gets his head onto it. Colback heads it away. Almiron back pedals away from the ball, plays it out, reverse ball to Cher, unmarked, right hand side, delivers the ball. Byrne up towards the far post, directs his header off target, goal kick. And another goal. It's at Bramall Lane. Lee Blakeman in the Championship.
Sheffield United 1, Millwall 0. Illiman and Dye in behind, right side of the area, drilled it hard and low. Great finish. Sheffield United 1 up.
Forest play out from the back. Then they give the ball away. 0-0 here. Bristol City 0, Sunderland 1 is the latest score in the Championship. Ellis Sims, their new signing, has scored for Sunderland down at Ashton Gate. Trippier's forward ball strikes Surridge, will fall actually quite kindly to the feet of Callum Wilson. Colback doing his industrious job there, combative midfielder helping out for Forest. Bruno Guimaraes though picks it up for Newcastle United, out towards target. Jonathan Woodgate said that the home side were on the front foot. Here they come again. Saint-Maximin, left corner of the area, into the box he goes, left hand side, cuts it back, takes a deflection, and behind for another corner kick.
You can see what Newcastle are doing. They're keeping Saint-Maximin really high, and on the other side with Almiron keeping them so high so that the outside centre-back has to really get over, and they're struggling with it. Joe Worrell's struggling on that side with Saint-Maximin. He's finding it difficult.
We mentioned that Burton were down to 10 men. Bristol Rovers have taken full advantage. They're now leading by a goal to nil at the Pirelli Stadium in League One. Corner kick. Trippier rolls it short into the penalty area. Saint-Maximin back towards Trippier, goes deep towards the far post. Byrne was there again, comes off the top of the head of Byrne and out for a goal kick. But Forest are going to have to dig in these early stages.
But the ball's going in the box. That's 6 crosses gone in the box already. They'll do it all day long with the likes of Trippier, with his distribution. Puts very good balls into the box. Likewise on target on the other side.
Got to say, Cardiff have enjoyed a good start to life in the Championship this season. They beat Norwich last weekend. They're leading now away from home at Reading by a goal to nil. Let's go back to Bournemouth, Aaron Paul.
Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0. Bournemouth so close to a second. Jordan Zamora with some neat work after a drill cross into the area. He controlled it. Dominic Solanke took over and lashed a shot towards goal, which was parried away by Emi Martinez. Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0.
Remember, Leeds United 0, Wolves 1 is early scoreline at Ellen Ellen Road as the ball goes long from Henderson, gathered in by Nick Pope. What about Tottenham Southampton? Sahel Sahi.
9 minutes played here, Ian. Tottenham 0, Southampton 0. It's pretty quiet at the moment action-wise. Both players have had both teams, beg your pardon, have had the ball in opposition penalty boxes, but no real danger. Tottenham 0, Southampton 0.
Here's Jesse Lingard for Nottingham Forest in front of the East Stand, far side. The Forest right as they play from right to left as we look. O'Brien now takes over, passes the ball too far ahead of McKenna, and he apologises to the Scottish international, who's being watched by John Carver just behind us here at St James's Park.
Forest just look a little bit nervous in possession. It's probably because of the intensity from Newcastle, I suppose, with the determination to win the ball back. And that's 3 times they've lost it now on the trot.
It was Lingard on that occasion as Willock passes the ball out towards target. Saint-Maximin ahead of him. Peterborough United 1, Morecambe 0 is the latest score in League One. It's a throw to Newcastle United. Saint-Maximin will take it. Bruno Guimaraes now coming forward. The Brazilian, left-hand side of the penalty area, goes down towards the byline, challenged by Worrell. Last touch came off the Forest central defender. It's another corner kick to Newcastle.
You can see how much they adore him. The Newcastle fans, he's got that X factor. Sits in the middle of the park for Newcastle and really can dominate the game.
Contributed a number of goals last season, 4 in fact in his last 7 appearances. 5 goals actually was his best scoring season for the 24-year-old Brazilian international. Bristol City have equalised at home to Sunderland in the Championship, 1-1 at Ashton Gate. Corner kick though to Newcastle, 0-0 here. 5 live sport at St James's. Trippier, in it goes, it was an in-swinger. Surridge back there helping out the striker, heads it away at the near post. There's now been a goal at Tottenham. Sahel Sahi.
Tottenham 0, Southampton 1, and it's club captain James Ward-Prowse. Ginefo with the cross from the dead ball line, and Ward-Prowse with a half volley. Tottenham 0, Southampton 1.
And Gillingham are leading Rochdale by a goal to 0 in League 2. The goals as they go in on BBC Radio 5 Live. 5 Live and BBC Sounds for your football fix. More Premier League games than anyone else. As Dean Henderson, all in a ultra blue goalkeeping outfit, thought about taking it short, but in fact will go long with the goal kick because Newcastle with a high press were poised and ready. Surridge rolls away from Trippier, gets away on this left-hand side, looking towards Johnson in the penalty area. The tall figure of Dan Burn with the interception in the box for Newcastle United. Joel Linton now finds Saint-Maximin, hauled back by Colback, releases Almiron, round the back, right-hand side in the area, crosses the ball back, it wouldn't reach Willock. Interception from O'Brien, holds on to the ball under the challenge of Willock, and then gets it from Surridge.
Saint-Maximin, they're struggling to handle him when he turns. He gets on his back foot and he can drive up the defenders, and they do struggle with it. But this is the Premier League, this is what you're up against. You're up against top players in every single team you play against.
Jamal Lascelles, I've just been told, was injured in the warm-up. He's been replaced on the bench by Paul Dummett. Sven Botman will have to wait for his Newcastle United debut after that £32 million arrival from Lille. Lingard, good through ball. Surridge here. Surridge edge of the area, just couldn't find a way through. Forest have won it back. Lingard with a first-time shot, but the referee's blown his whistle, and it was a free kick to Newcastle United on the edge of the area. Bristol Rovers have now got a second goal. Burton 0, Bristol Rovers 2. And talking of Joe Willock here at Newcastle United, his brother Chris has scored for Queen's Park Rangers at Loftus Road in the Championship. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Middlesbrough 0 is a latest score. But here in the northeast, under now slightly cloudier skies, it remains 0-0. But it's been an entertaining opening 12 minutes.
Well, Newcastle have been right on the front foot. They've had to defend some crosses. Nottingham Forest, but it's the pace that Newcastle play at.
Here is Almiron up against Nia Karte, but the central defender, French defender, 26 years of age, £9 million from Mainz for a 3-year deal. Playing in the centre of that back three, held him off and did well. Just as a reminder with the new Premier League season about what the referees will be looking to clamp down on, the time wasting, they're keen to minimise that. Last season, 55 minutes and 7 seconds the ball was in play as an average out of the 90 minutes. So as a result, they're going to be keen to try and hurry up goalkeepers. You've got the multi-ball system with the 10 balls available that's in operation, and of course 5 substitutes are now permitted to be used on the 3 occasions, plus of course at half-time. So just some of the new rules introduced for this new Premier League season. And of course after this game, Goodison Park, Everton-Chelsea at 5:30. But we'll keep you up to date with the goals as they go in. We've got regular reporters around the ground, such as Pat Murphy at Stoke City.
It's 0-0 here against Blackpool. Bright start from Stoke though. They've been camped in Blackpool's area just now. Good move, chest down from Brown to Gale, 20 yards out. Didn't quite get hold of it, straight at the keeper though. But a chance. Stoke 0, Blackpool 0 in.
Saint-Maximin forward, brought down, just pulled back a little bit and might well result in a yellow card here with the referee Simon Hooper. He's just having a look, and in fact Worrell is booked. Joe Worrell has been shown a yellow card, the Nottingham Forest captain.
You could see it for the first 2 minutes, so when Neco Williams is pressing high on the target, Worrell's having to get across to then mark Maximin, and he's finding it difficult to play against him, like a lot of centre halves would do, having to go out in the far space and try and defend against him 1v1. It's difficult for him.
It's 0-0, but Newcastle have this free kick. The majority of this first half has been spent in the Nottingham Forest half. 15 minutes played, target walks away. It's left now to Kieran Trippier. So just away from the left corner of the penalty area, the England international might well have a dig here at this free kick. Saint-Maximin is square to him just outside the D, but Trippier takes 4 or 5 steps back. He's side onto the ball now. It's Trippier, hits a 3-man wall, comes out towards Willock, thought about the shot, decided against it, instead plays it to Guimaraes, plays it in low and strikes Toffolo, and out of play for a Newcastle United throw. We'll quickly nip to Swansea and Laura Kenyon.
Swansea 0, Blackburn 0. Best chance so far fell to Blackburn. Sam Gallagher had a shot comfortably saved by Andy Fisher. Pretty cagey overall. Swansea 0, Blackburn 0.
Newcastle United then with a throw on this near side as they attack the Gallagate end. So many supporters in that stand. In fact, anywhere you look around St James's Park are wearing the black and white replica shirt. Barcodes wherever you go, wherever you look here. The Cher rolls it in low, only as far as O'Brien. Newcastle though win it back. Guimaraes given away then by Joel Linton, and that'll be a free kick. Let's get an update in the Commonwealth Games. It's the netball, it's England-Australia. Betty Glover.
Half-time here in this semi-final. England 23, Australia 29. Strong first half for Australia, who are blocking out the echo of boos every time they touch the ball. England need to be more clinical in attack. The Aussies have been marking them out of the game. Shooting star Ellie Cardwell has come on though and did inject a bit of pace. Big second half coming up in this semi-final. Half-time, England 23, Australia 29.
Toffolo with a cross, cleared away on the half volley by Dan Burn.
It's interesting when Nottingham Forest have the ball. Alan Saint-Maximin's not going all the way back defensively, so it's making Neco Williams sometimes drop back, because if it drops to Saint-Maximin, he's running again at Worrell, who's on a yellow card.
Did you notice that when Byrne cleared that ball out of play for a throw which has been taken, he just held his left shoulder as if he was wincing? It might have been nothing, but maybe just something to keep an eye on for Dan Byrne. Preferred as the partner alongside Fabian Cher at the heart of the Newcastle United defence. Sutton United are leading at Doncaster Rovers away from home by a 0-0 in League Two as O'Brien picks it up. He served his time in the Football League with a lone spell at Bradford City and did well for Huddersfield Town. Out towards McKenna. Almiron sliding back, wins it back for Newcastle. Now it's with Guimaraes midway through their own half. Forward ball. And that was Worrell coming across to cover to head it away. And out of play it goes, and out for a throw that Linkard tried to prevent Trippier from taking quickly. Didn't succeed. Newcastle trying to keep this momentum going. The pressure on the Premier League new boys. Target on the overlap, delivers the cross, turn behind for a corner kick. How many corners have they won in this game so far, Newcastle?
I think with Forest, it's just a shock to the system. The intensity, I think it's a shock. I've counted now, I'd say 5 times of either give the ball away through pressure or being caught on the ball. It's just the Premier League is a different animal. It's the pressure, it's the intensity to the play.
Well, they only conceded 12 goals in the Championship in 2022. That defensive record will certainly be tested here, is being tested here. Corner kick, it's an outswinger. Byrne again was up there. O'Brien just inside his penalty area, heads it away, helped further on by the Welsh international Brennan Johnson. Lingard couldn't hold on to it. Newcastle will come again. Guimaraes just comes away from a challenge of Toffolo, threads it through. Both Almiron and Wilson were trying to get round the back, and Nottingham Forest again have put the ball out of play, and they are being stretched, the Nottingham Forest defence. 0-0 though it remains, 19 minutes played. Colchester United lead Carlisle United by 1-0. You're up to date with the goals as they go in. It's another corner kick that in front of the Gallagate end on this near side, the right, Trippier will take. Byrne, arms aloft, stands by the penalty spot. Joe Linton and Cher just behind him. Ball floated over from the right. Byrne now again gets his head onto it and cleared away by McKenna. Brought under control well by O'Brien. Unfortunate that he slipped and presented it back towards Joel Linton. There's been another goal at Tottenham. Sahel Sahi.
Tottenham have equalised. It's Tottenham 1, Southampton 1. Kulusevski with a deep cross, and Ryan Sessegnon was there at the far post. It's Tottenham 1, Southampton 1.
Henderson has just been tested. Joel Linton's let one go from long range. It was parried by the England international. Newcastle though again. Trippier inside. Bruno Guimaraes waits. Short ball, Almiron lays it out towards Trippier, down the right hand side of the penalty area for Almiron, back with Trippier level with the area, scoops the ball inside. Willock takes it on the chest to get past O'Brien, works over the cross but it drifts out of play. It's a nice idea, it's a goal kick, but it's all Newcastle.
I think it's only going to be a matter of time if Nottingham Forest keep on giving the ball away so cheaply like they're doing, and he keeps on landing to Trippier. He will produce balls and Callum Wilson will eventually score. They're knocking on the door.
They are knocking on the door. Bolton Wanderers 1, Wycombe 0 is the latest score in League One. Forest have lost each of their last 6 away league games at Newcastle United, all the way back since 1988 when Lee Chapman scored here in a 1-0 win. Mind you, they have won on their last visit. That was a League Cup tie in 2017 by 3-2. But as far as their league record is concerned, it's not the best. In fact, Newcastle have faced Forest more often without losing than any other opponent in the Premier League. Mind you, their last game was 1999. But it's 0-0, and Forest are certainly having to try and keep at bay the wave after wave of pressure from Newcastle United. Chances at Ellen Road, Vicky Sparks.
Leeds 0, Wolves 1 it still is, but the debutants of Leeds looking bright. Brendan Aronson's gone close, Rasmus Christensen's been clattered into by Jose Sarr after winning a header. Leeds fans screaming for VAR, nothing doing at the other end. Hwang has sent a good chance straight at Meslier. Leeds 0, Wolves 1.
And you could have had more than the one goal at Dean Court, Aaron Paul.
Yeah, Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0. Ian Jefferson Lerma's goal still separates the two sides, but Villa have had their chances. Danny Ings and Jacob Ramsey have both seen long range efforts, well saved by Mark Travers. Bournemouth very, very aggressive in their ball recovery though, and they lead Aston Villa here by 1-0.
Old habits die hard. Dean Court, Vitality Stadium. Place, of course, that Jonathan Woodgate knows well as Almiron charges down near Kate, and in the end Dean Henderson, who was wandering out of his penalty area, had to all of a sudden turn and dart back into his penalty area to slide on the ball.
Again, the pressure, Denno, the pressure that Newcastle are putting him, Nottingham the Forest, is huge.
Toffolo lifts it forward. Cher with the header away, headed back by Toffolo. The complaining Forest that he thought he was pushed from behind. Near Catty then will head it back forward. Another goal at Bramall Lane in the Championship, Lee Blakeman.
Another one for Sheffield United. Mistake by Millwall's Charlie Cresswell, who got both last week. Sander Berger pounced, slotted home this week to make it Sheffield United 2, Millwall 0.
And Sheffield Wednesday are leading by 1-0 in League One. MK Dons 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. You're up to date with the goals as they go in on BBC Radio 5 Live. Of course, you can listen through the BBC Sounds app as well. 5 Premier League commentaries that will bring you over the course of the weekend. Tomorrow, 5 Live Premier League Sunday from midday. Manchester United Brighton, followed by West Ham Manchester City, Leicester Brentford on Sports Extra. Meanwhile, another goal at Ellen Road, Vicky Sparks.
1-1, Rodrigo, tight angle, beat Jose Sarr at his near post. He got a hat-trick in their final pre-season friendly. He's drawn them level with Wolves today. Leeds 1, Wolves 1.
Newcastle are attacking. Joel Linton, left-hand side. Wilson tries to meet it. Almiron gets there, doesn't go, turns away from goal. Almiron looks for the opportunity. Support by Trippier. Chips the ball towards the far post and saved by the hands of Henderson.
I thought Almiron could have just slid in and scored. That's how it looked from me.
He seemed reluctant to dive in. It was Wilson at the near post. Newcastle being urged on by this crowd. Nice turn by Willock. Caught by Niakate. Said he likes to get touch tight. Almiron was just too sharp for him.
That's what happens when you get too tight. You can be rash. You can be aggressive in football, but that's too aggressive being on the front foot. It's a dangerous position now for Newcastle.
Fleetwood 0, Plymouth 1. Scott Brown, his first home game in charge, the former Celtic midfielder. Of course, they drew last weekend, trailing at home to Plymouth. As Newcastle United with this free kick, about 30 yards out, it's right of centre, it's still 0-0, we've been playing for 24 minutes, and it goes towards Wilson. Actually came off a Forest head there, and Henderson was alert to it and dives on the ball. Jonathan.
Trippier's quality from right back, his delivery, way to pass, timing, exceptional on the ball. A top signing for Newcastle last season, really set the trend, especially in the dressing room standards.
Now this is an area that the referees are meant to be clamping down on. Dean Henderson is clearly time wasting. And they certainly got the crowds back up. Eventually he clears the ball away downfield. Whilst we're away, I think with Vicky for that Leeds United equaliser, Nico Williams has been booked. So 2 Forest players now have been booked inside the first quarter of the game. Nico Williams joining Joe Worrell, the Forest captain, as the ball runs through towards Dean Henderson. What was it that he said? He was promised number 1 at Manchester United. He's wasted 12 months of his career. Criminal. As today he marks his 50th appearance in the Premier League in his career. He'll have a point to prove, of course, against his opposite number today, Nick Pope.
Yeah, 2 England goalkeepers going for it. Who will make the England squad for the World Cup?
Exeter lead Port Vale 1-0 in League One. Newcastle go back to Pope. Pope, all in yellow, plays it out, just sweeps it short towards Byrne, out to target on that far side. He's made that lone move from Aston Villa permanent as he runs up towards the halfway line. So Maximan drops back inside his own half as the cloud cover now has disappeared. We can see much more of the blue sky here on Tyneside as the sun shines, as Willock to Almiron, dropping back midway through his own half, an area of space maybe for Almiron to run into, passes the ball to Trippier. Trippier stands still, Almiron waits for it on the right touchline, back to Trippier, over the top, playing around the back of Toffolo, and now he comes on the inside of Toffolo and works over the cross. So Maximan was there, Joel Linton tries to stab it goalwards, and Niakate gets the ball away. That was a chance for Newcastle. Guimaraes picks it up, he shoots, and Henderson goes to make the save, and at the last minute pulls away his right arm, and it goes out for a goal kick, 0-0.
I think Neco Williams just does enough, but if that was Callum Wilson, that is 1-0. Don't think Alan St. Maximin had the predatory instincts there, but if that fell to Callum Wilson, that was 1-0.
Reading have equalised, Reading 1, Cardiff City 1. Aberdeen are leading St Mirren by a goal to 0, and St Mirren are down to 10 men. Declan Gallagher has been sent off at Pittodrie. We'll go to Ibrox, ready for sight.
One-way traffic here, and it's all heading towards Sam Walker in the Kilmarnock goal. Tillman with a shot on target blocked. Kolak with a shot across the face of goal. Right shot deflected and Walker save. Header wide from Lawrence, and then Lawrence beating Water at last but hitting the crossbar. So lots of pressure, but it's a blunt instrument, and that's why it's Rangers 0, Kilmarnock 0.
Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 1 is the latest score in the Scottish Premiership. Queen's Park Rangers now lead Middlesbrough by 2 goals to 0. Still goalless here at St James's Park. We'll go back now to Scotland, and Gavin Wallace is at Ross County.
Ross County 0, Celtic 0, and it's all Celtic at the moment, exactly as it was for Celtic with regards to possession from last season. The highlight was Jack Baldwin foul on Matt O'Reilly on the edge of the box. The free kick had all the promise of the Saturday night takeaway and all the disappointment of half of your order arriving. Easy pickings for Ross Laidlaw in goal. It remains 0-0 at the moment here in the Highlands.
Free kick to Nottingham Forest. It was Willock with the deliberate foul. Surprised he didn't get a yellow card. He had no intention of playing the ball. Steve Cooper, as a result of that, hardly surprising, is having a word with Tom Bramall, the fourth official in between the two dugouts. We're sitting quite low down here at St James's Park. Colback will swing over the free kick, headed away by Targett on the edge of his own penalty area, picked up by Sam Maximan against Nico Williams, passes the ball through the middle. O'Brien just dropped back and cleared the ball away as Newcastle had runners going through the middle in the shape of Almiron and Wilson. Now Lingard for Forest. Forest turned to attack, still goalless here as Lingard just slows down 25 yards out from goal. O'Brien, central position. O'Brien shoots, takes a deflection, comes out to Toffolo, left-hand side, level with the box. Toffolo turns back towards Colback, back out to the left touchline. Signing from Huddersfield Town, sends over the cross, claimed by Pope. A nod of approval from Jonathan Woodgate.
Yeah, very good goalkeeping. That's what you want if you're a centre-back, especially when I played there. You want your goalkeeper coming off the line, taking balls like that. And he done that all day long when he was at Burnley. He was one of their best players for the amount of years he was there, along with Tarkowski and Ben Mee. A brilliant acquisition, I'd say, to the Newcastle team.
£10 million, a 4-year deal from Burnley. As Sam Maximan, left-hand side, left corner of the area, doubled up against Sam Maximan, holds onto the ball, back to Joel Linton. Joel Linton will go square. Guimaraes just outside the D, can't get a sight of goal. Nottingham Forest have got at least 6 red shirts defending their penalty area. As here is Guimaraes just outside the penalty area. Guimaraes waits, Joel Linton gives it towards Willock. They're trying to create that scoring opportunity. In it goes to Almiron. Almiron in the penalty area. Toffolo takes it off his toes and out of play it goes for a throw. Goal at Tottenham, Sahel Sahi.
Tottenham were behind, they're now leading Southampton by 2-1, and it's Eric Dyer, lovely cross from the left-hand side from Son, and Dyer stooped in to head home. Tottenham 2, Southampton 1.
Earlier Fulham 2, Liverpool 2, a result at Craven Cottage. Bournemouth still lead Aston Villa by a 0-0. Leeds United 1, Wolves 1. Tottenham are leading 2-1, and it's goalless here at St James's Park. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live. Guimaraes, and also on the World Service, being tracked by O'Brien and being forced away from the penalty area. Fleetwood have equalised at home to Plymouth in League One, 1-1. Newcastle have to go all the way back towards Nick Pope. Pope now hits it long. So Maximan, I think, was coming back from an offside position. He didn't bother going for the ball. Back into the midfield it goes. Joel Linton lays it off towards Guimaraes. Joel Linton transformed since he was dropped back into a midfielder, as he's then just lost out to Lingard, but actually he was fouled, and the referee has given a free kick, and it's been taken very, very quickly from Newcastle. Guimaraes back inside to Joel Linton. Sam Maximan is a man over on the left-hand side. Joel Linton will go it alone. Joel Linton still going into the penalty area. What a goal that would have been from Joel Linton. That's his newfound confidence, but his right-footed effort he puts wide of the left-hand post. It's still 0-0. It's a goal kick to Forest.
You said it, Deno. I mean, Eddie Howe changed his position. He's playing as an 8, where with Steve Bruce he was either playing as a centre forward or a 10, but he is an 8. You can see him there driving with the ball. He looks so comfortable doing it. He just went past 2 players like they weren't there. Should have really scored, but that is what he brings to the team.
Niakati's lost the ball. Newcastle United now to Joel Linton. He might go again. He does. Right-footed straight into the midriff of Dean Henderson. Niakati, who gave the ball away, has come up against Joel Linton from his time in Germany. He's a left-sided central defender by trade. He can play as a left-back, and indeed when Mainz played Hoffenheim 3 years ago, he was playing as a left-back against Joel Linton. Here is Sam Maximan. Now his time for a little bit of wizardry, and Niakati chests the ball away, and Forest get it clear. The red shirts of Nottingham Forest, but they give the ball away again, and it's going to keep coming back.
It's the pressure Newcastle are putting them under. It's fantastic to watch. Well-oiled team, out of possession Newcastle.
Sam Maximan left-hand side. We'll go around into our featured game in League One in a moment, but Guimaraes now towards Trippier. Newcastle, for all the possession that they've had, haven't created probably the amount of clear-cut chances that Eddie Howe would like. So from the red shirts of Nottingham Forest to the red of Charlton, and at the Valley, Ellen Ellard.
Yeah, 0-0 here at the Valley. Derby with the majority of possession and the 2 shots on target. Their best effort coming from James Collins, looking for his first for the club. Barkhausen playing the ball across to him in the box, but Charlton keeper Woolacott came off his line to expertly block the shot. Charlton 0, Derby 0.
Goal at Stoke City, Pat Murphy.
It's gone to Stoke City at the far post. A fine header, really good header from Harry Clark. A good flowing move from Stoke. They deserve to be ahead. They lead Blackpool 1-0.
Throw to Newcastle United. We'll go to Crewe. Shojo Saka.
Well, it's Crewe 0, Harrogate 0. Crewe's Callum Ainley's had an attempt just inches wide. Lachlan Brooks also just produced an excellent save from the Harrogate keeper. It's still Crewe 0, Harrogate 0.
Still goalless here too. 12 minutes to go to half-time on 5 Live in the World Service. Share forward to the centre circle. Chips the ball out towards the far side. Williams read that well. Heads it away, the former Liverpool player. And then Byrne goes all the way back for Newcastle to Nick Pope, who comes outside of his penalty area, stands still, and waits to see what he can deliver with a forward ball, right-footed. McKenna got a little nudge there by Wilson. Talking of Forest central defenders, Joe Worrell, he was part of the All About Nottingham Forest special, a podcast that is well worth listening to if you haven't yet, through BBC Sounds. Darren Fletcher interviewing all and sundry down at the City Ground, and Joe Worrell came out with a nice line talking about Forest promotion after, of course, that long wait of 23 years. He said you could fill 10 Olympic swimming pool with tears of supporters. Such was the relief after Forest finally made it back, and a remarkable job that Steve Cooper did in transforming Nottingham Forest from the bottom of the Championship to promotion to the Premier League. Saint-Maximin with the cross, left-hand side. McKenna heads it away, and then back out towards Willock. Left corner of the area, delivers the cross. Wilson with a header. Henderson with the save. Just backpedaled to give himself room, but probably not enough power on the header, and it was a comfortable save from Henderson. You were ready to catch that ball then, weren't you? It was spinning in towards our direction.
I took her on the chest.
It's 0-0 still. By the way, the first game at the City Ground promises to be some occasion next week. Worrell said he gets goosebumps just thinking about it. Next weekend, West Ham United at the City Ground, another game you'll be able to listen to on BBC Radio 5 Live for Forest fans. No other goals to tell you about around the country. Joe Linton to Saint-Maximin, couldn't take it in his stride. Nico Williams gets it away then towards Colback. Colback, formerly of Newcastle and Sunderland. There's 102 appearances and 5 goals in his 6 years at Newcastle. Pressure that Jonathan Woodgate's talking about. Newcastle have just won a throw. Joe Linton to Willock. They lose the ball to Guimaraes. Guimaraes, nice control away from O'Brien. Plays it out towards Trippier, high up the pitch on the right-hand side. Toffolo in front of him. Trippier has to wait. Forest trying to be as compact as possible. Surridge back there helping out, and Toffolo will get the ball away.
Defensively, Dano, you've got to give him credit. You've got to give Forest credit. OK, they're not holding on to the ball long enough, but they're defending well. They're being stubborn in defence.
Back pass from Colback. Henderson, neat footwork to get away from Wilson inside his 6-yard area. Byrne directs his header out towards target. At times they've been stretched, but they have been resilient. And in fact, the opening few minutes where they seem to be stretched a lot, now not as frequent. Johnson, released downfield. Doesn't get past Byrne, gets a foot into the challenge. As Johnson had just tried to make that run in behind Matt Targett, the left back. I mean, Newcastle are sending the fullbacks forward, but because they're playing with a 3 at the back, Forest, there is room in behind there. Saint-Maximin now with a shot, drills it right-footed edge of the area straight to Henderson.
I said that earlier, when the wing-backs go high and Maximin stays high, it's difficult for Worrell to get across, and he's on a yellow card. That's the thing now.
That is the worry for the Forest captain. 8 minutes to go at half-time. Let's get a net ball update with Betty Glover, England-Australia.
England 36, Australia 45 at the end of this third quarter. This is for a place in the final. Better start from England, but Australia are starting to dominate this game again. England need more turnovers or Australia to slip up, but we can't see that happening anytime soon. England 36, Australia 45.
Forest Green 0, Ipswich Town 1 is the latest score in League One. Ball goes out of play onto the top of the perspex of the dugouts down below. Jason Tindall will retrieve that ball and hands it to the Scottish international Scott McKenna, Forest Player of the Year from last season. Takes his time with a throw on this near side, the left. Queen's Park Rangers 3, Middlesbrough 0 is a latest score now in the Championship, and Swansea 0, Blackburn Rovers 1 is also a latest score. John Dahl Thomason, a former Newcastle striker. They beat Queen's Park Rangers last weekend and looking to follow that up with success in South Wales. Toffolo to Surridge. Lingard, left-hand side of the penalty area. Lingard scoops the ball over. Johnson keeps it alive, but his header at the far post, straight towards Pope. Underarm throw out to Sam Maximan. Doesn't get past O'Brien. O'Brien breaking up the play as he does so effectively. Slips it inside. Here is Lingard. Block comes in from Cher, and then the loose ball fired back in by Nico Williams. And it's off target, and it's a goal kick. Forest's best opportunity.
That's their best opportunity so far. But Newcastle will be disappointed that they haven't created more clear-cut chances, because Forest could quite easily do that, go down the other end of the pitch and score. Quite easily could have done it there with Jesse Lingard. Cher, fabulous tackle.
Told you about that goal at the Liberty Stadium. Details of it from Laura Kenyon.
Yeah, Swansea 0, Blackburn 1. A defensive mistake by Swansea. The result, Sammy Smodix gets a goal on his debut for Blackburn. A side foot. Pretty uneventful game thus far, but it's Swansea 0, Blackburn 1.
McKenna turns away from Almiron on the edge of his penalty area. Exeter City have got a second goal at home to Port Vale. They lead 2-0. Colback dropping back to help out as Niakate had moved into a midfield role temporarily. Good awareness there from the very experienced Jack Colback, as now Worrell plays it short and simple to Williams in the centre circle. Searching diagonal ball, cut out by Trippier on the edge of his area, and then plays it forward to Guimaraes. She's got time to turn, a lot of space there for Guimaraes to Joel Linton. Aberdeen have got a second goal at home to the 10 men of St Mirren. 2-0 at Pittodrie, they lead. Sam Maximan now waits midway through the Forest half. Guimaraes tracked by Lingard, forced out wide, holding on to the ball.
Got great quality, hasn't he, Guimaraes? Fantastic player. Playing as a 6 today, normally plays as an 8.
Yeah, and he'll only get better as well. This, of course, his first full season since he arrived for £35 million from Lyon in the January window. Middlesbrough got a goal back. QPR 1, Middlesbrough 3 is the latest score in the Championship, and Burton 0, Bristol Rovers 3 is the latest score in League One. Burton ruining the dismissal, sending off inside the opening minute or two. Almiron makes the run right hand side for Newcastle, still 0-0 here at St James's Park on 5 Live. Willock, Guimaraes, so much space, threads it back into the penalty area. Almiron with a cut back in towards the near post, and actually Henderson does very, very well, down to his knees, turns it behind with his hands for a corner.
The pass by Guimaraes there, the weight of it. Almiron looks like he's gone at the advertising boards. Henderson does well to get across. He's going to be tested in this team, that's for sure. Deno, he will be tested.
There's good strong wrists from Dean Henderson. An awkward fall, as Jonathan says, from Almiron, just wincing a little bit there, feeling the effects of clattering into that advertising hoarding at the Gallagate end of the ground, where Newcastle have got another corner kick.
Must be 10 corners at least.
Yeah, I'll try and find that out for you as well. Got a job on keeping an eye on all the scores without the corners as well, Woody. Trippier with the corner on the right hand side, 0-0. Trippier right-footed, headed away by Niakate, comes out to Almiron, an up and under from him, out towards Trippier, bounces away off his right foot, prevents Toffolo with an opportunity to clear the ball out of play for a throw. 6 corners, I'm told.
Feels like 12. Must be all the crosses they've put in the box.
But as you say though, I mean, maybe 2 really good opportunities that Newcastle have created?
I'm sure that's one thing to look at half-time. Eddie Howe, Jason Tyndall, how can they test Henderson more with the chances that they've had? Because he hasn't had like unbelievable saves to make. They've all been quite routine.
The computer was on a go slow. It hadn't updated. That was the 7th. But it's still 0-0, and we're edging towards half-time on 5 Live in the World Service. Newcastle 0, Forest 0. Bournemouth still lead by a goal to 0 at home to Aston Villa. Leeds 1, Wolves 1 at Ellen Road. Tottenham have come from behind, as that'll be a free kick on Guimaraes on the edge of his area So Tottenham are leading Southampton 2-1. Everton, Chelsea, we'll have commentary from 5:30. Let's get an update in the Championship from Bramall Lane. Lee Blakeman.
Sheffield United should be 3 up, but Ollie Norwood's just had a penalty saved by Bartosz Białkowski. Great stop, bottom corner, palmed it behind for a corner. Sheffield United still 2-0 up against Millwall.
Well, I'm sure if you'd have spoke to Steve Cooper ahead of the game and said you're going to be 0-0, he would have taken this.
Yeah, he'd taken it, but he will be disappointed how quickly they've lost possession. A lot of the time they need to be more cooler in possession. Listen, it's easy for me to say that I'm not out there because the Nottingham Forest players are getting put under intense pressure by a Newcastle United team.
There is you can't help but feel with the amount of players that have left the City Ground and arrived at the City Ground. I think it's 19 have left and 12 arrived so far. There is going to need to be that bedding in period for a lot of these Forest players. 6 debuts today as Guimaraes looks for the run round the back of Almiron, finds him as well. Almiron with a cutback. Niakate sensed the danger. Sliding inside his 6-yard area, cuts it out of play for a throw. We'll go to Vicky Sparks at Leeds.
Still 1-1, but Jose Sarr, what are you doing in the Wolves goal? Takes 1, 2, 3 touches on his goal line. Bamford dispossesses him, pulls it back to Harrison, who can't work the shooting opportunity, and Bamford's just missed as well. Just misconnecting, sliding in at the far post. Leeds should be ahead, it's still 1-1.
Peterborough 2, Morecambe 0, Colchester 1, Carlisle 1, and Burton Albion 0, Bristol Rovers 4, and Swindon are down to 10 men. Harry McCurdy has been sent off. They're currently drawing 0-0 at home to Salford City. Goal now in our featured game in League 2 at Gresty Road. Shojo.
Crew 1, Harrogate 0. It's Daniel Aguiyi. He scored last week. He scored this week as well. It came from a corner, bit of chaos, and he came in far post, headed in. Crew 1, Harrogate 0.
Not missing any of the action whilst we go away. Any of the key action, that is, to our various reporters up and down the country to provide you with the usual goal service on this Saturday afternoon, as we are about to find out how much stoppage time there will be in this first half. As Surridge lifts the ball into the penalty area, it looked like he was going to struggle to keep the ball in play on the left-hand side. Newcastle then go long. 2 minutes of added on time, a minimum of 2 minutes, as Worrell clears long for Nottingham Forest. What would your assessment be of this first half then, Jonathan Woodgate?
Just the pressure that Newcastle are putting on Nottingham Forest. They can't handle it. When they get possession of the ball, Nottingham Forest, they give it away too easily, but they have defended well. And for the possession and the chances Newcastle have had, they should have worked Dean Henderson a lot better.
Here is Almiron, right side of the penalty area at the Gallagate end, and as he goes down towards the corner flag, it goes out of play for a throw to Nottingham Forest. And quite rightly, from their point of view, they're just going to take a little bit of time in this stoppage time. That have spent a lot of energy on this warm afternoon in the northeast to try and keep at bay this home team. Bolton 2, Wycombe 0 is the latest score in League One. You're up to date with the goals as they go in. Because of the nature of that 5:30 commentary on 5 Live later, Everton Chelsea will be a condensed sports report into half an hour. We'll try and bring you as much live reaction as we can from the various games on the opening day of the Premier League season. Here is Willock, 30 yards out from goal. Almiron on the overlap. Trippier delivers it in low, too close to the goalkeeper Henderson, who gathers it in safely. That might well be the last bit of action of this first half. Henderson, a couple of bounces of the ball, and happy to see those red shirts clear away downfield for Steve Cooper's side. Although again, hanging on to the ball maybe a shade too long. As Simon Hooper ready to blow his whistle. Target clears, and there is the half-time whistle. Newcastle United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Jonathan, what have you made of it?
Just, if you look at Newcastle, for the possession that they've had, that they'd like to create more chances in the game, Nottingham Forest have to do better on the ball. But if Newcastle don't end up scoring the chances, you can see Nottingham Forest coming into the game, and you can see if they've got Lingard and O'Brien, if he starts pulling the strings in the centre of the pitch, they might get chances. But at the minute, how the game's going, I can only see one winner in Newcastle if they get better chances.
Half-time then here at St James's Park. Newcastle United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian and Jonathan. Aberdeen have got a third in the Scottish Premiership. They lead St Mirren, who are down to 10 in that game, by 3-0 to Tottenham, where the home side have turned it round. Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, half-time here, Mark. Tottenham 2, Southampton 1. A good response then from Tottenham. A goal down after 12 minutes. James Ward-Prowse on the half volley, putting Southampton into the lead. And then a pair of unlikely goal scorers, and both from good old-fashioned headers. You'd have liked to, Mark, being a centre-half yourself. A superb cross from Kulusevski picked out Ryan Sessegnon, who scored his first Premier League goal for Spurs with a bullet header. And then a Son cross was cutely headed home by Eric Dyer. Son blazed over from 7 yards, and Harry Kane had a close-range effort saved. Half-time, Tottenham 2, Southampton 1.
Pub centre-half, in case you're a first-time listener. To Ellen Road. Vicky, I've just seen a tweet from somebody watching this game in America saying, I'm exhausted watching Leeds and it's just half-time.
Half-time 1-1, and it was Dendoncker who almost gave Wolves an undeserved lead on the stroke of half-time. Big save by Meslier, although offside would have been tight. The visitors have been poor. Leeds, though, I'm not surprised it's breathless for that fan. They look very good. Rodrigo's low drive beating Sarr at his near post to equalise midway through the half after Podence had put Wolves ahead inside 6 minutes. Debutants Aronson, Adams and Christensen, who had Ellen Road screaming for a penalty when he was clattered by Sarr. Those three have all impressed for Leeds, but it's 1-1 at half-time.
Crewe have got a second on the stroke of half-time at home to Harrogate in League 2. They lead by 2-0, and Ipswich have just doubled their lead at Doncaster in League 1. Forest Green Rovers in League 1. Forest Green Rovers 0. Ipswich 2, England 45, Australia 51 with 7 minutes to go in the netball semi-final at the Commonwealth Games. To Aaron Paul at Bournemouth.
Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0. Mark Jefferson Lerma's goal inside 2 minutes was the perfect start for the Cherries on their return to the top tier. Marcus Tavernier played the corner from this near side. Lloyd Kelly brought it down with Lerma lashing past the goalkeeper to break the deadlock. Bournemouth could have had a second as Dom Solanke forced Emi Martinez into a solid reaction save with a powerful shot just inside the D. Villa struggled initially with the aggressive nature of the Bournemouth press, squandering possession in midfield on more than one occasion, but they've had their chances. Danny Ings and Jacob Ramsey have both seen shots saved by Mark Travers, whilst John McGinn curled a long-range effort wide of the post. Bournemouth came ever so close to another just before the break as Dom Solanke drew the ball across the face of goal, but Kiefer Moore couldn't get any purchase on it. Half-time here on the South Coast, sun beating down Bournemouth, a goal to the good here against Aston Villa.
Fulham 2, Liverpool 2 is how it finished at lunchtime. In the Championship at lunchtime finished Norwich 1, Wigan 1. To the 3 o'clock games, Jules.
Where Luton lead Burnley 1-0 at half-time at Turf Moor. We knew this was going to be a stern test for Burnley. Luton ahead inside 5 minutes after Burnley made an absolute mess of a clearance. Dan Potts slammed home. Burnley started to control the game after going behind. They're up on corners, absolutely nowhere near quick enough after the build-up we gave them before this kick-off. Burnley 0, Luton 1.
Next to Laura Kenyon watching Swansea Blackburn.
We're at Swansea 0, Blackburn 1. Not a classic, but came to life end of the first half when Sam Smodix capitalised on a Swansea mistake. His first goal for Blackburn and on his debut as well. Early signs suggest the Blackburn rebuild is going pretty well. It's Swansea 0, Blackburn 1.
Good first half for the home side at Bramall Lane. Lee Blakeman.
Absolutely, Millwall have been the architect of their own downfall here. Sheffield United 2-0 up after 2 Millwall errors. The first goal, the ball was allowed to bounce, which enabled Illiman and Dye to pounce. The second, poor back pass from Charlie Cresswell. Sander Berger got on the end of that one. Easy finish. Home team could have 3 or 4. Ollie Norwood has missed a penalty. Millwall must do better. Sheffield United 2, Millwall 0.
And the home side are ahead at Stoke as well. Pat Murphy.
Deservedly against Blackpool. Fine goal after half an hour. Clark header at the far post after an excellent cross from Tynan. Earlier, Carey crossed for Blackpool just in front of the diving Yates, and before that, Laurent hit the Blackpool bar from 20 yards out. It's an open game, but Stoke deserve to be leading 1-0.
Elsewhere in the Championship, Bristol City 1, Sunderland 1. Sunderland took the lead there. Ellis Sims on loan from Everton scoring on his debut. Bristol City equalising through Andreas Weimann's second of the season. Preston 0, Hull 0. Great first half at Loftus Road for Mick Beale, the new QPR manager. 3-1. They lead Middlesbrough. Chris Willock, Jimmy Dunn and Lyndon Dykes with the goals for the home side. Matt Crooks has pulled one back for Chris Wilder's men. Reading 1. Cardiff 1. And as you've heard, Swansea 0, Blackburn 1 with Sammy Smodic with that goal. Let's go into League One and our featured game here, Charlton against Derby. Ellen Ellard.
Yeah, 0-0 still here at half-time. Derby well on top but unable to fully break through the Charlton defence. We have just seen James Collins go so close on the stroke of half-time. He hit the left-hand post. He also had the best chance as well earlier on in the half, receiving the ball from Barkhausen. He was about 10 yards outside of goal, directly centre, but Wallacott in the Charlton goal managed to come off his line and palm it away. Mendes Lang has also come close as well, but it's still 0-0 here at the Valley.
Shreyas, I didn't give you the goal scorers in the Reading-Cardiff game. Cardiff had taken the leads through Callum O'Dowda, but Shane Long, who is back at Reading, equalised from the penalty spot. Elsewhere in League One, Barnsley 0, Cheltenham 0. Bolton lead Wickham by 2-0. Aaron Morley with his second of the season and Carl Dempsey with his first goal for Ian Everett's side, the difference there. Burton have had an awful start to the season, beaten 3-0 by Wickham last weekend. They are 4-0 down at half-time at home to Bristol Rovers, and they were down to 10 men after 1 minute with Connor Shaughnessy sent off. Aaron Collins has got 2 of the Bristol Rovers goals. He's already got 3 for the season. Exeter lead Port Vale by 2-0. It's Fleetwood 1, Plymouth 1. Ryan Hardy from the penalty spot for the visitors. Dan Batty's second of the season for Fleetwood means that is all square. Forest Green Rovers 0, Ipswich 2. Marcus Harness, one of the Ipswich goal scorers after he joined from Portsmouth in the close season. MK Dons 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Josh Windass with the goal there. It's goalless between Oxford and Cambridge. Peterborough lead Morecambe by 2-0, and it's goalless as well between Portsmouth and Lincoln. So that's Danny Cowley up against his old side, and Shrewsbury and Accrington. Into League Two, Shojo Saka watching Crewe against Harrogate.
Crewe 2, Harrogate 0. Crewe deserved their lead. They had carved out 3 decent opportunities before Dan Agyei scored with his head. Kelvin Mellor then headed in another from a corner. Both those goals just before the break. It is Crewe 2, Harrogate 0.
Not many goals in League Two this afternoon. It's goalless between Barrow and Bradford. Colchester 1, Carlisle 1. Colchester taking the lead through Noah Chilvers. That's 2-2 for him. But Christian Dennis has now got 2-2 for Carlisle, and he got their equaliser. Goalless between Crawley and Leyton Orient. It's Doncaster 0, Sutton 1. Gillingham lead Rochdale by a 0-0. Scott Cashket with his first goal for the club there. And all the other games in League Two are goalless. So that's Grimsby against Northampton, Hartlepool against AFC Wimbledon, Mansfield Tranmere, Newport Walsall, Stevenage Stockport and Swindon against Salford. Although in that game, Swindon are down to 10 men. Harry McCurdy has been sent off for 2 yellow cards. Into the Scottish Premiership. Let's start with Roddy Forsyth watching Rangers Kilmarnock.
I've got a sore neck, and that's from craning to my left at the Kilmarnock box, where Sam Walker has been almost ceaselessly busy, as Tillman, Kolak, Wright, Lawrence, Goldson have all seen attempts saved or blocked, or, in Lawrence's case, crashing back off the crossbar. Rangers 7, Killie 0, that's corner kicks. Rangers 16, Killie 1, that's shots on and off the mark. But the stat that matters, Rangers 0, Kilmarnock 0, half-time.
Celtic goalless as well at Ross County. Gavin.
Yeah, similar story here, Mark, to be honest. When you think of things, the Mr. Prob song, Wave After Wave, is what has been happening here, and that's what Ross County have had to endure. All one-way traffic, balls going over the bar, and Celtic may rue these chances. Kyogo, on 11 minutes, set himself up for a great strike on the edge of the box. However, it landed in the hot tub of the house behind the goals. Cue another one a little bit later on when Maida jumped above everyone else, but his header was that high and wide, it went over the bar as well. Matt O'Reilly had a really good chance. Free kick had all the promise of a Saturday night takeaway and all the disappointment of only half your order arriving. And right on the death, Jason Maida had a really good chance. He got in the end of a Greg Taylor cross with the outside of his boot, though, forced that great reaction save from Ross Laidlaw. All one-way traffic, but 0-0 here in the Highlands.
Aberdeen 3, 10-man St Mirren 0 and Motherwell 0. St Johnstone 1, the other half-time scores in the Scottish Premiership. The National League half-times and the rest of Scotland to come after details from Betty of England going out in the netball.
Yeah, full time here, Mark. England 51, Australia 60. England's defence of their gold medal is over. No back-to-back titles, no history made in Birmingham for the Roses. Australia, the world number ones, came into this after a shock defeat in the group stages and just dominated the game from start to finish. England struggled slowing the Aussies' attack down, ultimately couldn't move around their defence, and they had no answer to Australia's shooter Gretel Bueto, who stands at 6'4" and shot 98% in this game. And despite England cutting the goal difference down from 9 to 5 at one point in the final quarter, it just wasn't enough. It finished here, England 51, Australia 60.
And elsewhere at the Commonwealth Games earlier, England went out to the cricket as well in that semi-final, beaten by India in the T20. In the men's 100, Birmingham 143 for 7 off their 100 balls. Trent Rockets are yet to bat. That is on Sports Extra. Back to the football. Scottish Championship half-times. Arbroath 0, Inverness 0, Morton 0, Cove Rangers 0, Partick Thistle 0, Hamilton 1, and Dundee, who were relegated last season, lead 1-0 at Wraith. In League 1, Airdrie 1, Falkirk 0, Alloa 1, Kelty Hearts 0, Clyde 2, Peterhead 2, FC Edinburgh 0, Dunfermline 2, and Edinburgh down to 10 in that as well, and Montrose 0, Queen of the South 0. Albion are also down to 10 as we begin League 2, but they're holding Dumbarton 1-1 at half-time. Annan leads Stenhousemuir by a goal to 0. Bonnyrigg Rose promoted to League 2 this season, are 2-0 up at East Fife. It's Forfar 0, Stranraer 0, and Stirling 0, Elgin 2. And in the National League this afternoon, first weekend of the National League, Aldershot 1, Solihull Moors 2, Altrincham 1, Maidstone 1, Barnet 1, FC Halifax 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, promoted Gateshead 2, Dorking 0, Chesterfield 2, but Chesterfield are down to 10, Notts County 2, Maidenhead 0, Southend 0, Borehamwood 1, Torquay 0, Oldham 0, Wealdstone 1, Bromley 2, Wrexham 0, Eastleigh 1 at half-time, and York, another promoted side, are ahead at the break. They lead Woking by a goal to 0. The late kick-off in the National League, Scunthorpe against Yeovil. It's exactly 4 o'clock. Here's John Mackenzie.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Archie Battersby's mother has confirmed that her 12-year-old son has died after his life support was withdrawn this morning. Judges ruled it wouldn't be in Archie's best interests to continue his treatment or move him to a hospice, and he died at the Royal London Hospital. Liz Truss is insisting that tax cuts are the best way to support struggling families, rather than what she calls handouts to help with energy bills. Her Conservative leadership rival Rishi Sunak says tackling inflation must be the priority. 6 people have been arrested on suspicion of murder after the death of a 58-year-old man at a holiday park in East Sussex. Emergency services attended the park in Camber Sands after reports of an altercation involving a group of people. And a security issue affecting the NHS 111 helpline may not be fully resolved until next week. The company that provides the software has confirmed that the problems are related to a cyber attack.
This is 5 Live Sport with Mark Chapman.
And the leaders are underway at the Women's Open in Muirfield, Ian Carter.
To be greeted by freshening winds, so it's going to be a testing afternoon for those players at the top of the leaderboard. And In-Ji Chun, 3 times a major champion, the reigning PGA champion as it stands at the moment, has company at the top of the leaderboard because Ash Buhai, inspired by Ernie Els 20 years ago, her South African compatriot, has birdied the second to get to 8 under par. So the leaders both at 8 under par. The leading Britons are at 2 under. They're midway through their back nines, and that's Charlie Hull, Mel Reid and Jodie Hewitt-Shadow.
Thank you very much, Ian. So this is how it pans out now this evening across 5 Live and the BBC in general. We have the 5:30 now, and for the next 3 years in total. So commentary of Everton against Chelsea from 5:30. We'll still do Sports Report though at 5 o'clock. You'll still get all the results and all the reaction from all the leagues, and we'll round up the day's other sport as well before we get to John Murray at Goodison for the 5:30. Chris and Robbie in 6:06 follow the conclusion of that game, and then as ever, every weekend, Match the Day to watch all the goals. Tonight, 10:20 on BBC One with Alan Shearer and Ian Wright alongside Gary Lineker. So in the Premier League so far today, Fulham 2, Liverpool 2. And at half-time in the 3 o'clocks, Tottenham lead Southampton 2-1. Leeds and Wolves are level at a goal apiece. Bournemouth lead Aston Villa by a goal to 0. And at St James's Park, we still wait for the first goal of the afternoon. Newcastle 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Let's rejoin Jonathan and Ian.
Thanks, Mark. Newcastle United actually haven't been involved in a goalless draw since March 2021 in the Premier League. Newcastle and Liverpool were the only two teams throughout last season in the top flight with no goalless draws. It's 49 Premier League games. Now, will there be a goal in this second period?
I hope so. I think there has to be, Deno, the way Newcastle are applying pressure to Nottingham Forest. All Newcastle need to do now is get more bodies in the box, and Callum Wilson getting across the centre back. That's what needs to happen, because the balls are going in the box, just haven't got the numbers in there at the minute.
Well, neither side has made a change, so Pope is in goal for Newcastle United. It's a back four of Trippier, Schär, Byrne and Targett. Joel Linton, Guimaraes and Willock are the three in midfield, and the three up front, Almiron, Wilson and Sam Maximin. Newcastle second half, black and white striped shirts, black shorts, defending the Gallowgate end, therefore attacking the Leesy's end as they play from right to left against the Nottingham Forest side, who restart this game in their red shirts and white shorts, with Henderson in goal, a back three of Joe Worrell, Moussa Niakate and Scott McKenna, the wing backs of Nico Williams and Harry Toffolo, Jack Colback and Lewis O'Brien in the centre of midfield, with Brennan Johnson and Jesse Lingard trying to support Sam Surridge. And as a reminder, 5 substitutes are permitted, although bearing in mind that neither team has used one at half-time, they'll only have the 3 opportunities now in the second half to bring on those 5. As Steve Cooper begins life as a Premier League manager against Eddie Howe, who yesterday signed a new long-term deal at St James's Park. He says it's still the start of the journey, and that was very much the message from Steve Cooper in that All About Nottingham Forest podcast. He wants the club for a city to be proud of, but we're not starting anything new. It's a continuation, I think, were his words that he used, Steve Cooper, looking to build on what he achieved. Because when they took over, Nottingham Forest was struggling, bottom of the Championship. They had failed to win any of their opening 7 in the Championship last season, actually equalled the club's worst start to any season. And yet somehow he managed to turn it around and not only stabilise the club but then take them up. And as you might recall, Nottingham Forest going up through the playoffs to end that long wait after 23 years. I think he's the 20th full-time manager since Forest were last in the Premier League. As for Newcastle United, they were winless in their opening 14 Premier League games, and indeed were the first team in Premier League history to actually avoid relegation after going 14 games without a win at the beginning of the season. So Eddie Howe did extremely well too. Who, though, will claim the 3 points, if anybody, on this opening day? 0-0, 5 live in the World Service. Almiron just outside the centre circle, back towards target. Eddie Howe watching on with his arms behind his back, alongside Jason Tindall, his assistant. Joel Linton holds on to the ball and then gives it away to Toffolo on that far side. He goes forward to Lingard, out now towards Surridge on that left-hand side. Brennan Johnson waits, back heel though towards Toffolo, and then Toffolo's low ball easily dealt with, and Newcastle United will bring the ball away, and it's Willock who's surging forward, held up by Colback, going with him stride for stride, and then Willock stops playing, as if to say I was being impeded by Colback, but played to the whistle, and in the end he runs it out of play for a throw.
Didn't think Colback done anything wrong. He just matched Willock stride for stride, and Willock just seemed to give up. What you're saying there about the two managers, 2 British managers as well, even better for the football in this country. 2 exceptional managers in my view. I rate them both very highly in my view. I think Eddie Howe will one day manage this country. I really do. I rate him so well. I've seen him train. I went to watch Newcastle a couple of times last season, but his training methods are second to none, and he's shown that now with this Newcastle United team.
I think Steve Cooper likewise could be destined for the top. Eddie Howe at 44, Steve Cooper at 42. So they've got plenty of time ahead of them in the managerial game should they want it. It's still goalless. Was this the start of the Premier League season? And in fact, last night on Drive with Tony Livesey and Claire, we had our first fact of the day. which is a regular thing that we do with John Murray and Alistair Bruce Ball. Always sometimes they'll fear that I might forget, so I'll get it out now. There was a Doctor Who once played for Nottingham Forest, and as the reigning champion of Fact of the Day, I got off to a winning start. Christopher Eccleston, Paul McGann or Matt Smith. I correctly guessed it was Matt Smith. So there is the Fact of the Day that you can hear every Friday on Drive on BBC Radio 5 Live with Tony Livesey and Claire McDonald. This is 5 Live Sport. We're at St James's Park. Trippier on that right corner of the penalty area, waits to deliver the ball, has some support from Saint-Maximin. Saint-Maximin now up against Toffolo, chips over the cross, tucked in was Nico Williams to head the ball away. Lingard runs it away from the penalty area to Brennan Johnson, who's got pace. Byrne holds off Brennan Johnson.
Brilliant defending. Got his arm out there on a 1v1. Brennan Johnson's so quick as well. Very good defending by Byrne.
Here is Saint-Maximin to the edge of the D, slips it into Almiron. Almiron checks back onto his left foot, can't get the shot away, loses momentum, tries to win it back, cleared by O'Brien. Goal at Ross County, Gavin Wallace.
And it's for Celtic. Callum McGregor slipping in Jota onto the left-hand side of the box. He cut it back, and Kyogo was the quickest on the scene to slot home from 8 yards. Ross County 0, Celtic 1.
Still Rangers 0, Kilmarnock 0 at Ibrox. Trippier's delivered a cross from the right. Saint-Maximin was always struggling to get on the end of that. Did you think again Almiron should have hit it again first time? He seemed reluctant as he did in the first half.
I think it's his weaker foot. I think he's scared to do it with his weaker foot. But he just got to strike through it. That's how I look at that situation.
Into the Championship, a goal at Turf Moor. Juliet Farrington.
Burnley are level. It's Burnley 1, Luton 1, and it's Josh Brownhill on the volley on the edge of the D that struck into the bottom corner to get Burnley level in this game at Turf Moor. It's Burnley 1, Luton 1.
Here is O'Brien for Forest in the midfield on the halfway line, out towards the left-hand side to Colback. Nico Williams edging his way forward as a right wing back. Colback now out towards Toffolo, who's quite high on that far side as the left wing back. Lingard now with a cross in towards the penalty area. Surridge with a header. Flag was up anyway. So we know that Celtic are ahead at Ross County. Now a goal at Ibrox. Roddy.
Yes, indeed. And the Rangers appear to have heard Gavin's report, because Antonio Kolak promptly put Rangers ahead with a low-angled shot after his first clear sight of goal in this game. So it's now Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Thanks, Roddy. Wilson makes the run in behind, over on that right-hand side. Ball has stayed in play. Wilson now will win a corner kick off McKenna, who went to close him down. That's where they're getting a little bit of joy. Newcastle United now have a corner. Almiron looks like he wants to take it quickly, but nobody's alert to that fact. And in the end, he has to wait for the black and white shirts to trundle forwards.
It's always difficult when you're the outside of the three centre-backs, because you can guarantee balls are going to go down the side, and you've got to be quick to play on that side, and you've always got to be space side, so the striker can't run down the side here, and you're in a good position.
Crawley 0, Leyton Orient 1 is the latest score in League 2. Corner kick then to Newcastle United. Right hand side, Target's going to take it. Should be an in-swinger. Almiron had offered himself as the short option, not required. He now runs away. Target sweeps it over from that far side, and Worrell did ever so well there to head it away at the far post. There might well have been a clash of heads too. Was it Fabian Schär who was coming round the back? Worrell looks a little bit groggy. He's just on his haunches, but the Newcastle player's flat on his back. Bristol City, meanwhile, are back in front. Bristol City 2. Sunderland 1 is the latest score. Stoppage in play then here at 0-0. Bournemouth 1, Villa 0, Leeds 1, Wolves 1. What's the latest at Tottenham, Sahel Sai?
10 minutes played in the second half, Ian. It's Tottenham 2, Southampton 1. Tottenham have come out in the second half in a positive move. Ryan Sessegnon had a goal disallowed for offside. Emerson with a header over the top, and then a Kane Kulusevski Sessegnon move. Sessegnon was denied with a last ditch defending by Kyle Walker-Peters. Tottenham 2, Southampton 1.
Play yet to resume to Ellen Road. Vicky Sparks.
1-1, but this is better from Wolves. Couple of nervy moments in the Leeds penalty area, mostly caused by Hwang Hee-chan, but Meslier still yet to make a real save in this second half. Leeds 1, Wolves 1.
Schär is back on his feet, but whether he's able to get back onto the playing field in time for this corner kick as Trippier at the Leazy's end 0-0. We'll go to Bournemouth in a moment. Still goalless though here at St James's Park between Nottingham Forest and Newcastle United. Trippier wants to take it short. Joe Linton is there. He then decides against it. Cher still unable to come onto the field of play. Trippier, right arm aloft, in towards the near post, cleared away by Nico Williams. Back to Bournemouth. Aaron.
With 1, Aston Villa 0 here. Ian, Steven Gerrard has made a change at the break. He's brought Emi Buendia into his attack, but Villa still struggling with the Bournemouth press, and they're not at the races. Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0.
Earlier Fulham 2, Liverpool 2, Norwich City 1, Wigan Athletic 1 with the results. Match of the day tonight, BBC 1 at 10:20. You can have your say. 606 at 7:30 on 08085 909 693 as Ellis Sims has bagged a second of the afternoon for Sunderland, who are level at Ashton Gate once again. Bristol City 2, Sunderland 2. 606 at the later time this season because of our 5:30 commentary, Everton against Chelsea, and when the team news is in from Goodison Park, we'll bring it to you. Targets forward ball, Wilson makes the run, Henderson comes out of his penalty area, clears the ball out of play for a throw. Doesn't seem to have been the same intensity this second half, does there?
No, they haven't really got hold of the ball in this half, Newcastle, but this man can bring something to life. St Maximin.
He does. Instead he passes the ball to Target, low ball easily cleared with.
He gets the crowd off his feet.
Yeah,
he does, doesn't he? When he gets the ball, they're excited by him. Difficult to play against as well. I wouldn't like to play against him, then, I'll be honest.
No, he can. Almiron was having his shirt clearly pulled by O'Brien. That'll be a yellow card. It'll be the third Forest player to be booked, Lewis O'Brien. The 10 men of St Mirren have got a goal back at Pittodrie. Aberdeen 3, St Mirren 1, and Middlesbrough staging a fight back. They were 3-0 down in West London, but it's now Queen's Park Rangers 3, Middlesbrough 2. St Maximin, who Jonathan Woodgate was just talking about, can't thread it through. Ball then played forward. Cher to Willock outside the area. Joe Linton also with him left hand side. Attacking the Leazy's end. Again, O'Brien and Williams have doubled up on this near side. Back towards Joe Linton. Guimaraes, forward ball. Willock tries to turn away from O'Brien. Joe Linton coming in now off the left touch line with the cross into the penalty area towards Wilson. It falls to Willock. Hits it early and Henderson makes the save sharply down to his left. Still 0-0.
There's a great touch there by Callum Wilson. Ball gets fired into him. His first touch was brilliant. Good save. I'd say that was one of the main chances that they've had now. It was a good strike by Willock. Henderson takes it in so well.
In the first half, for all the possession of Newcastle United, there was the Joe Linton run and shot. They've lost it, Forest. Here is Almiron. Almiron skips over one challenge. He plays it to St Maximin. Henderson with a sprawling save. And he chest bumps Scott McKenna. Henderson knew that was a big moment, and he was quickly off his line. Really did make himself big. Excellent save by Henderson. Saw the danger, dealt with it very early. Corner taken short. St Maximin's cross into the penalty area, headed out by McKenna. Newcastle now are just starting to pick up and gather a bit of momentum. Cher will let one fly! Oh, what a strike from Fabian Cher! It's a special goal to get Newcastle United's season up and running, and Henderson stood no chance. An absolute pile driver as Newcastle United lead by 1-0.
What a strike. An absolute monstrosity of a strike by Fabian Cher. Top corner, right-footed. Henderson had absolutely no chance. But what a phenomenal strike. I'd say like the Vincent Kompany for the Man City, where he just hits it and this flies in the top corner.
I recall him scoring a fantastic long-range effort against Burnley. That takes him into double figures as far as his Newcastle United career is concerned, and 7 of the 10 goals have been at St James's Park. But that was a special goal, and maybe Newcastle United needed that because they were struggling to get past Henderson.
They were just starting to get chances, but that strike has just ignited this stadium.
Newcastle United then are ahead, 1-0. Goal at Tottenham, Sahel Sahi.
Tottenham have a third. It's Tottenham 3, Southampton 1. An own goal from Mohamed Salisu. It was steered in after a cross from Emerson. He might have been offside, Emerson. This goal will be checked in, but at the moment it's Tottenham 3, Southampton 1.
Mansfield 1, Tranmere 0, Swansea 0, Blackburn Rovers 2, Ross County have equalised, Ross County 1, Celtic 1, and you're up to date with the goals as they go in on BBC Radio 5 Live. And even now there is still that hum around the ground, because Fabian Schär's special goal has given the home side the lead.
That's what these fans love to see. The Newcastle fans are so passionate about the game. As I was walking through the town centre today, the atmosphere before the game. But that goal has just summed it up, really. What a strike.
Newcastle United have a throw down by the corner flag over on that far side. You can hear the Geordie faithful in full voice. Last season, Newcastle United won 12 of 19 of their 19 Premier League games in 2022. There was only Liverpool and Manchester City who accrued more points than Newcastle United in the second half of last season. Liverpool 51, Manchester City 46, Newcastle 38 from those 19 games. Let's go to Ellen Road, Vicky Sparks.
Where it's still 1-1, but Wolves are all over Leeds at the moment. Melié's made a top save from Dendoncker, tipping his header just over the bar. Leeds 1, Wolves 1.
1-0 to Newcastle United. Bournemouth still lead Villa by a goal to nil. Tottenham 3-1 up at home to Southampton. Corner kick to Newcastle, Trippier to take it. Byrne heads it forward, headed away then by Surridge. Comes out towards Sam Maximan, dances around the ball, tries to chip the ball in towards Wilson, and it was just drifting away from Callum Wilson as it drops out for a goal kick. It's no longer 3-1 at Tottenham. Another goal. Sahel.
Tottenham are enjoying themselves. It's 4-1 now, and it's Dejan Kulusevski, who's probably been man of the match, steering the ball home from 8 yards away. Tottenham have got the 3 points shortly. Tottenham 4, Southampton 1.
Stevenage 0, Stockport 1, a latest score in League 2. Newcastle United are attacking once again. Almiron, live wire as you'd expect, always busy. To Willock. Right corner of the area. Sam Maximan waits, passes the ball back out towards Almiron, comes in now, and return ball from Willock. Almiron plays it in low. Niakate was there, just standing to break up the move. Schär looks to try and stop Forest on the counter-attack. Niakate midway through his own half, prods it in field. But Newcastle United have won it in the midfield with Willock. Niakate, though, will win it back, showing his qualities. And then he's lost the ball, and all of a sudden Newcastle United are on the front foot once more. Here is Sam Maximan to Wilson, tees at Willock, shot blocked, comes out to Lingard, and Lingard to Nico Williams, clears the ball up towards Brennan Johnson. Tight behind him was Byrne. Loose ball in the midfield, picked up by Lewis O'Brien for Nottingham Forest. Red shirts playing from left to right, looking for an equaliser. Toffolo joins the attack. Worrell now strides forward. Worrell passes the ball out towards Williams. The right wing back goes on the outside of target, delivers a good ball into the penalty area, and the downward header from Surridge is off target. Let's get news of that equaliser from Ross County. Gavin Wallace.
Alex Jakoviti was the man who got above everyone else from a Ross County corner, and he headed it down into the ground towards Joe Hart's left and left him with absolutely no chance whatsoever. It's Ross County 1, Celtic 1.
Tom Flanagan has been sent off for Shrewsbury. They're at home to Accrington Stanley 0-0. We'll go to Swansea. Laura Kenyon.
Swansea 0, Blackburn 2 was against the run of play, but a brilliant solo effort from Ben Brereton Diaz. Shrugged off the last defender, chipped the keeper. We've seen him do it before, his first of the season. Swansea 0, Blackburn 2.
So Nottingham Forest are making a change here, and it is another debutante in Taiwo Awoniyi, who has come onto the field of play. Awoniyi, meant to be a little bit raw. £17 million that they've signed him for, and let's see what he's able to do. A Nigerian forward who scored 15 goals in the Bundesliga for Union Berlin last season. In fact, his record was 20 goals in 43 appearances. Awoniyi. Here is Bruno Guimaraes to Almiron. Barrow are leading Bradford City by a 1-0. What an excellent start they've made to the season. They beat Stockport last week. Pete Wild, their new manager, 3-2 at Edgeley Park. Now beating Mark Hughes' side by a 1-0. That's in League Two. As Guimaraes plays the ball back. Newcastle still leading 1-0. They have, you feel, an element of control in this game.
Yeah, they do. I think now Nottingham Forest will start going for it as well, so the game should start opening up. Beautiful touch that by Bruno Guimaraes. Starts running the show from the 6th position. He's a joy to watch. So good. The Newcastle fans will absolutely adore him.
It was Surridge who went off for Owoniyi, as so still like for like, but probably a little bit more pace on the counter-attack for the Nigerian, who's 24 years of age. Here is Sam Maximan. Back heels the ball. Target was offside. Couldn't go for the ball. There was consternation in the press room about the pronunciation of Owoniyi. But in the African Cup of Nations, as the ball is played forward to Willock, takes it high on the chest and spins, holds onto the ball and crosses. Wilson can't bring it under control. With his back to the penalty area, Wilson tees the ball up towards Trippier. Now with Guimaraes, and now to Joel Linton. Target joins the attack. Sam Maximan to Willock. Newcastle threatening Willock into a dangerous area and cleared away by Niakate. And in fact, there's a goal now at Charlton. Ellen Ellard.
Yeah, and it's gone to the home side. The initial shot came in from the left. Joe Wildsmith in the Derby goal palmed it away, but it was straight into the path of Corey Blackett-Taylor, and the 24-year-old tucked the ball into the back of the net. It's Charlton 1, Derby 0.
Newcastle United with Sam Maximan still leading by a 0-0. Bradford have equalised at Barrow 1-1. Reading now lead Cardiff by 2-1. Sam Maximan left-hand side delivers the ball into the box, cleared away on the volley then by Toffolo. Yeah, consternation. So from the African Cup of Nations in 2008, Sheena, who's a regular voice on the World Service, a Nigerian expert, taught me two good things. One, star beer in Ghana, and the other thing, Asha, a wonderful Nigerian singer. Anyway, I contacted Sheena in midweek. Owoniyi. If Sheena says it's Owoniyi, I'm sticking with it.
I am as well. Owoniyi. I've no doubt we'll get it wrong though.
Let's go to Bournemouth. Aaron Paul.
Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0. Villa just beginning to dominate proceedings now. Ian Boubacar Kamara has fired a dipping effort over, and Steven Gerrard has made another attacking change. Ollie Watkins has entered the fray. Still 20 minutes to go. It's Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 0.
Free kick to Newcastle United, who lead by a 0-0. Still 1-1 at Ellen Road. Spurs lead 4-1. In it goes towards Byrne. Drops to his feet. All 6'6" of him, and runs harmlessly wide and out for a goal kick. The good news, I've knocked the star beer on the head, but I still listen to Asher.
And you've lost £3 this week.
Four
£4.
Pounds.
Brilliant.
Yeah. No longer will Mark Chapman refer to me as a fat oaf anymore.
I've seen him with his app, tracking his food. We had a caramel shortbread at half time, and he checked how many calories he had on it. Didn't you know?
Here is Willock. Willock with a low ball. Wilson diving forward. There are certain things that need to stay between us, Jonathan.
And that's one, I guess.
You're not missing any of the action. You're listening to 5 Live. We've got commentary coming up after Sports Report. Everton Chelsea at 5:30. Forest Green 1, Ipswich 2 is the latest score in League One. Steve Cooper. They scored 22 goals in the last 15 minutes in the Championship last season. They might well be looking to try and fashion a late goal to try and salvage them a point here. A note has been passed onto the pitch that Jack Colback has just gone and stuffed down his sock. Steve Cooper, he's got that mentality to try and always get something from a game, and he won't be happy just to settle for this. He'll want to try and change things to get an equaliser. Will the Nottingham Forest manager, who has revitalised the club, real feel-good factor about Nottingham Forest. I mean, the capacity for that game next week against West Ham United, with full to capacity, it holds just over 30,000. With the redevelopment work, the main stand's going to be knocked down at the end of this season. It's going to increase it to about 38,000. But if they had a ground of probably even St James's Park size, they'd probably fill that out, such as the feel-good factor around Nottingham. Newport 0, Walsall 1, Barnsley 1, Cheltenham 0. Latest scores in League 2 and 1 respectively. But in the Premier League, it's Nottingham Forest who are behind here at St James's Park to a fine goal from Fabian Schär just before the hour mark. To Ellen Road, Vicky Sparks.
Where it's still 1-1 between Leeds and Wolves, but Rasmus Christensen is having an absolutely storming debut, the Leeds right back. He's just put in a fabulous, perfectly timed sliding tackle on Ryan Aït-Nouri, who would have been in for Wolves inside the box. Brilliant debut. Leeds 1, Wolves 1.
A familiar voice to 5 Live Sport on a Saturday afternoon, Andy Reid. He's been promoted from the under-23s. I've just seen the first glimpse of him down below in the dugout, having a word in the left ear of Alan Tate, Steve Cooper's assistant. Andy Reid, former Irish international, a regular voice on BBC Radio 5 Live, might not be so regular this season, certainly not on a Saturday at least. 20 minutes remaining. Nottingham Forest, though, haven't really looked like they're going to get an equaliser from what we've seen so far.
Not yet, but it could change now if they get this break. No.
They've got themselves a free kick. It's left of the centre circle. They have got a tough start, really, to return to the top flight after that absence of 23 years. West Ham at home next week, Everton away, Spurs at home and Manchester City away, before they embark on a run of fixtures, Bournemouth and Leeds and Fulham, that they might think, OK, we've got a chance to try and get some points on the board. That's what it's all about in the Premier League, to try and make that good start. As here is O'Brien in the centre circle, held off by Guimaraes. Ball then with Lingard. 1-0 they trail, the new boys. Bournemouth, though, are leading Villa by a goal to 0. Fulham 2, Liverpool 2. That's how the other two sides faring on the opening day of the Premier League season, or fared in Fulham's case, twice taking the lead against Liverpool. And here is a former Liverpool player in Nico Williams, who darts on the inside. We're going to Liverpool in a moment. Team news from Goodison Park. Blue half, of course, of Stanley Park, as Colback will win a corner. We'll get the team news now from John Murray.
Well, there are Premier League debuts for Everton, for McNeil and Tarkowski. We were talking about whether Dele Alli will play up front. Well, he won't. He's only a substitute. For Chelsea, Premier League debuts for Sterling and Koulibaly. Yesterday's big signing, Marc Cucurella, is on the Chelsea bench. And I must mention as well, Ian, among Everton's subs for the first time, 18-year-old Stanley Mills, son of your friend and mine, Danny Mills.
Thank you, John. In comes the corner, caught by Nick Pope. It was Johnson from the left-hand side, right down the throat of the England international. So Stanley Mills on the bench, your former teammate,
yeah,
Danny Mills.
I bet he's proud. I know his other son's a runner as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
But that's a brilliant moment for the Mills family. Congratulations to him.
Yes.
Just the start of the journey, son.
Yeah, I hope you don't pick up as many yellow cards as your dad Danny did, Stanley.
For dissent.
Always seem to miss Christmas, I recall. Peterborough 3, Morecambe 0, Bristol City 2, Sunderland 3. Sunderland back in front now for the first time at Ashton Gate. Commentary from Goodison Park. Pat Nevin joining John Murray from 5:30. After Sports Report that's coming up. 17 minutes remaining. Johnson's down for Forest, and referee Simon Hooper has told Joel Linton to knock the ball out of play for a throw. Grimsby 0, Northampton 1, Bolton 3, Wickham 0 are two latest scores. And we'll go to Turf Moor, Burnley, Luton, Juliet Thorrington.
Where it's Burnley 1, Luton 1, so much more urgency and tempo about Burnley second half. Brownhill with the equaliser from the edge of the area, 5 minutes into the second 45. They're on top against Luton, who went ahead really early through Dan Potts. Burnley 1, Luton 1.
Exeter 3, Port Vale 0 will stay in the Championship. Championship. Lee Blakeman's at Bramall Lane.
Still Sheffield United 2, Millwall 0. Millwall pushing to try and get back in it. Sheffield United trying to kill it. They brought on Billy Sharp to try and get what would be a decisive third goal. 15 to play. Sheffield United 2, Millwall 0.
Goal at Ellen Road. Vicky.
And Leeds have taken the lead. Great work by Bamford down the left-hand side. Ball slid into the area, and the debutant Brandon Aronson was there. He runs away celebrating. Leeds lead Wolves by 2-1.
Your former club, Woody, leading at Ellen Road. Bournemouth still lead Villa 1-0. Tottenham 4. Southampton 1-0 here to Newcastle United. Brennan Johnson has got treatment. He's come to the side of the pitch. It looks like he's going to return, but there are going to be changes here for Nottingham Forest, and we're going to see Mangala, one of their other new signings, coming on, a midfielder coming on. He replaces O'Brien. Let's go to Pat Murphy at Stoke.
Second goal for Stoke. Superb goal from Jacob Brown. Clever little pass inside by Timon, and there he was, first time left foot, 6 yards out. Stoke 2, Blackpool 0.
And an update from Rangers with Roddy Forsyth.
Yes, it's still Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 0. You heard earlier about that goal from Kolak. He came off to be replaced to a mighty cheer, and that was the salute for Alfredo Morelos, who's been out since April with a thigh injury, and I predicted earlier he would get a run today with the Champions League qualifiers in view next week. That's how it stands. Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Lewis O'Brien had a few problems with a hamstring towards the end of last season when he was at Huddersfield. Told that he might still be feeling the effects of that, so no surprise to see him not complete the 90. Certainly not taking any risks, Steve Cooper. So Oral Mangala replaces O'Brien for his debut. 24-year-old Belgian midfielder signed from Stuttgart for just under £13 million in the summer. One of many new arrivals at the City ground. 1-0 then to Newcastle. Niakate heads it back to Henderson. Said before about Forest scoring 22 goals in the last quarter of an hour in games in the Championship last season. Let's see if they can do that in these next 15 minutes that remain here at St James's Park, as Newcastle United have a slender lead. Here is Colback. Ginger-haired midfielder, left of the centre circle, back towards McKenna, back with Niakate. They're playing at a pace that seems to be quite comfortable for Newcastle to deal with it, isn't it? It's quite a steady pace.
Newcastle look so solid. They're never looking doubt, Newcastle, this team at the minute. The relationship with the two centre-backs, I mean, Brennan Johnson's a very good player, but he hasn't had much change out of Burn today. To step up in class, I'm sure he's going to be an outstanding player, but he's found it difficult today.
Worth reminding ourselves that Newcastle United conceded 21 goals in their last 20 in the Premier League, but they're on the attack now. Almiron can't get past Henderson, making the save with his legs at the near post. Exeter 4, Port Vale 0 is the latest score in League One. 13 minutes remaining of normal time. I mean, that is an area that Newcastle United are now a compact side.
Yeah, they're a good side, they're a well-drilled side, well coached. You can see that the work they do on the training pitch reflects on a game day. It's reflected today. I mean, they've had better chances in the second half where they should have put a few more away, but they're a good team.
Going to be making a double change as well. Ryan Fraser is going to be one of the players coming on for the home side. I can just see him. Sean Longstaff, I think, is going to be the other one who's going to come on for Newcastle United, as we have just over 12 minutes remaining. Guimaraes to Saint-Maximin. Quite quiet by his standards really today, isn't he, Saint-Maximin? Only in fits and starts.
Yeah, fits and starts, but I think that's his game. I tell you what, he's just so dangerous when he gets on that ball. He makes things happen.
Well, here he is now to Guimaraes. He's certainly impressed. Willock back out to Saint-Maximin. Joel Linton on the overlap, left-hand side. Joel Linton in towards Wilson! Callum Wilson, with his habit of scoring on the opening day, guides the ball and lifts it over the outstretched Dean Henderson, and Newcastle United are carrying on where they left off from last season. Newcastle United 2, Nottingham Forest 0.
That is an outstanding finish there by Callum Wilson. Outside of the right foot, just steers it round Henderson in the Nottingham Forest goal, but a brilliant finish. The overlap run by Joe Linton, and the finish gets across. Niakate outside of the foot finish, brilliant. He deserved it because a lot of Callum Wilson's work goes unnoticed, and he's deserved that today just by his number 9 performance. He's been fantastic.
He's scored in the opening weekend in now 4 of the last 5 Premier League seasons. A goal at Bournemouth, Aaron Paul.
Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0, and that might just wrap up the 3 points for Scott Parker's side. The ball played in from the far side, and there he was, the big man, Kiefer Moore, to just head past the goalkeeper and plant it home for the Cherries. Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0.
And a goal in our featured game in League 2 at Gresty Road, Shojo Saka.
Crew 3, Harrogate 0. Summer signing Courtney Baker Richardson has come off the bench and got his first ever goal for Crew. His initial shot was saved, he put in the rebound. Crew 3, Harrogate 0.
How important, Jonathan, is it for Callum Wilson to stay fit?
Massive. If Newcastle wanted to get into Europe, which I think they could do, Callum Wilson has to stay fit, or they need to buy a backup player for him, because he's outstanding. He's outstanding for this football club. He works so hard, he holds it, he can run in behind, he's a menace, and he scores goals like that. I mean, it was an outstanding finish.
Sean Longstaff is replacing Joe Willock. Ryan Fraser is coming on as well. He'll replace Almiron. Whilst these changes are taking place, we will go to Ellen Road and Vicky Sparks.
Leeds still lead 2-1, but it should be 3. Brilliant save from Sark, from Patrick Bamford's header. And just to say, Ian, I think that goal that has given Leeds the lead might go down in the end as a Knight-Norrie own goal. Looks as though he might have got there just ahead of Aronson, but Leeds really pushing for this 3rd goal and the 3 points. 2-1 they lead Wolves.
Sohail Sahi's at Tottenham.
8 minutes to play here, Ian. Tottenham 4, Southampton 1. Tottenham are cruising towards the first victory of the season. They did trail as early as the 12th minute, but they've responded brilliantly. Tottenham 4, Southampton 1.
It's the first time that Nottingham Forest have conceded more than once since January in a league game. That was when they were beaten down at Cardiff by 2-1. Latest scores in the Scottish Premiership: Aberdeen lead the 10 men of St Mirren 3-1. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 1. Rangers are still leading Kilmarnock by 1-0. Celtic are still being held at Ross County. Ross County 1, Celtic 1 is a latest score. 2-0 here at St James's Park to Newcastle United. 9 minutes remaining of normal time. We've gone through all the games in the Premier League. The 5:30 commentary will be here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Elsewhere in the Championship, Norwich 1, Wigan 1 was the result. These are the latest scores: Bristol City 2, Sunderland 3, Burnley 1, Luton 1, Preston 0, Hull City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 3, Middlesbrough 2. Middlesbrough were 3-0 down. Reading 2, Cardiff City 1. They've come from behind. Sheffield United lead Millwall 2-0. Stoke City 2, Blackpool 0, Swansea City 0, Blackburn 2. Blackburn looking to make it 2 wins out of 2 under John Dahl Thomason, as a forward ball from Sean Longstaff goes straight through towards Dean Henderson. Latest scores in League 1: Barnsley 1, Cheltenham 0, Bolton 3, Wickham 0. Burton down to 10 men after Conor Shaughnessy sending off in the opening minute, trailing at home 4-0 to Bristol Rovers. Charlton 1, Derby 0, Exeter 4, Port Vale 0, Fleetwood 1, Plymouth 1, Forest Green 1, Ipswich Town 2, MK Dons 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Oxford and Cambridge is goalless, Peterborough 3, Morecambe 0, Portsmouth and Lincoln 0-0 at Fratton Park. Shrewsbury down to 10 men, still trail at home to Accrington Stanley, as Nottingham Forest are going to be making a change. And again, it's a positive change made by their coach, Steve Cooper. Alex Mighton coming on to replace Nia Kati. So Mighton making his Premier League debut, an English midfielder or a forward. It's his 65th appearance. He actually the most used.
Well, we appear to have lost the line to Ian Dennis and Jonathan Woodgate. Newcastle lead by 2-0. We'll be back as soon as we can get that sorted. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Tottenham 4, Southampton 1, Leeds 2, Wolves 1, and Bournemouth are 2-0 up on Aston Villa. In the Championship, Bristol City 2, Sunderland 3, Burnley 1, Luton 1, Preston 0, Hull 0, QPR 3, Middlesbrough 2. As you were hearing from Ian, QPR were 3-0 up in that game. Reading lead Cardiff by 2-1. Sheffield United 2, Millwall 0. Stoke 2, Blackpool 0. And Swansea 0, Blackburn 2. Let's go to Tottenham. They are leading Southampton 4-1. Sahel Sahi.
And it looks like they've got the 3 points all wrapped up here, Mark. 5 minutes to play. Tottenham 4, Southampton 1. Ivan Perisic has made his debut, and we're about to see Yves Bissouma and Clement Longley as well making their debuts. It's been very comfortable after Dejan Kulusevski added the fourth. Since the 63rd minute, it's been a bit of a pre-season friendly since then. Tottenham in cruise control, leading Southampton by 4-1.
Don't know if Ian gave you this, but Accrington Stanley have taken the lead in League One at Shrewsbury. Both sides drew on the opening weekend of the season, but Tommy Lee, with 13 minutes to go, has given John Coleman's side the lead there. Let's go into the Championship. Juliet Ferrington at Burnley.
Where it's Burnley 1, Luton 1. We've just got a break in play here. One of the Luton Town players receiving treatment, but Burnley having opportunities to go in front through Barnes and Benson with the chances to put them ahead, but it's still 1-1 as we head into the closing stages. Brownhill getting the equaliser, that coming 5 minutes into the second half after Luton went ahead inside the opening 5 minutes of this match. Vincent Kompany looking sharp and dapper in his suit and white t-shirts and white shoes. It's Burnley 1, Luton 1.
So you're up to date, you haven't missed anything, and maybe that couple of minutes allowed Ian Dennis to update his calorie counter.
Just a few gremlins in the system. I knew you shouldn't have said anything, Jonathan. Here is Sam Maximan, and you haven't missed anything. Newcastle still lead 2-0, but Sam Maximan now is coming forward. He's got Sean Longstaff, who passes the ball towards the far post, and Wilson at the far post into the side netting. The angle was very, very tight.
Yeah, it was too tight for him. I think Eddie Howe would like to get him off, to be honest with you. With 10 minutes to go.
Nottingham Forest are going to play out from the back. Now it was Ross County 1, Celtic 1. Late goal, Gavin Wallace.
Indeed, and Celtic have went 2-1 up. A Jota cross was met by the on-loan Laurent defender Moritz Jensen. On his full debut for Celtic, he thundered a header into the back post. It is Ross County 1, Celtic 2.
Mighton on the attack for Forest as they trail 2-0, and they've won a free kick right corner of the penalty area. Goal at Swansea, Laura Kenyon.
Well, it's Swansea 0, Blackburn 3. Lewis Travis, the captain, with a rocket as Swansea fans depart the stadium. And Yondell Thomason, well, he's got his career at Blackburn off to a flying start. It's Swansea 0, Blackburn 3.
Before the gremlins in the system, I was running through the scores. We've got the Championship and League One out of the way. We've done the Scottish Premiership. We've just got League Two to do with 4 minutes remaining. So I'll give those scores after we've watched this free kick for Nottingham Forest, which Nico Williams is going to take right corner of the penalty area in front of the Gallagate end. Red shirts, white shorts, playing from left to right, trailing 2-0. Williams delivers it very, very deep towards the far post. McKenna was there, and it'll be Guimarães who should bring the ball away for Newcastle United. So those latest scores in League Two. Barrow are back in front. They lead Bradford City 2-1. Newcastle on the attack. Wilson looking for Fraser, the substitute. Colback will marshal the ball safely back towards Henderson, who almost carried it out of the penalty area as his momentum on his knees almost took him out of the box, but he just about stayed inside the penalty area. Colchester 1, Carlisle 1, Crawley 0, Leyton Orient 1, Crewe 3, Harrogate 0, Doncaster Rovers 0, Sutton United 1, Gillingham lead Rochdale by a goal to 0, Grimsby 1, Northampton 1, Hartlepool and Wimbledon are goalless at Victoria Park, Mansfield 1, Tranmere 0, Newport County 0, Walsall 1, Stevenage 0, Stockport 1, Swindon and Salford City still 0-0. And Swindon, remember, Harry McCurdy was sent off towards the end of the first half. Here is Guimarães for Newcastle United, leading 2-0. And now with Joel Linton, Newcastle United, who've got games away at Brighton before Manchester City come here, and then Wolves away and Liverpool away. But since Eddie Howe took over, only Liverpool and Manchester City have won here at St James's Park.
It's a difficult place to come with Eddie Howe at the helm, and with these fans behind them, no one will fancy coming here this season. That's guaranteed. This is a good team. This is a well-drilled team, a team that you can see it's been coached. Don't know when you see him in and out of possession, they look very good.
Well, if the city of Newcastle was buzzing ahead of the game with this scoreline, it will be pulsating tonight Fleetwood now lead Plymouth by 2-1 in League One. We told you about the Grimsby equaliser, and Taylor Allen has been sent off for Walsall as they still lead away at Newport County by 1-0. Newcastle are going to make another double change, and whilst that change takes place, we'll go to Rangers. Roddy Forsyth.
Well, we heard Celtic scoring their second recently, and Rangers have done the same. This time Alfredo Morelos, who's been out since April with a thigh injury. The fans were beseeching him to score. He did it with a roll in at the far post. Rangers 2, Kilmarnock 0, 5 to go.
So the players coming on are Wood and Murphy. Sam Maximan and Wilson are going to be the two players who are coming off. Callum Wilson, 8 goals he scored last season, Newcastle's top scorer, but he badly affected by injury. If he can stay fit, Callum Wilson will look to propel Newcastle United certainly towards a first top half finish for the first time since 2018. Wood and Murphy, come on.
Callum Wilson, just outstanding performance, but it's the work rate that you see, that you don't see, but his work ethic, his closing down, how he holds the ball up. When the ball goes in, it sticks, he can run in behind, and he showed that today. He showed a great number 9 performance tonight.
Aberdeen 4, St Mirren 1 is the latest score, and Stockport County, although they are leading at Broadhall Way by 1-0 at Stevenage, are down to 10 men for the last 3 minutes. Ashley Palmer has been sent off. We're about to find out how much stoppage time there will be here at St James's Park. And Newcastle United keeping up their excellent record against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League as Toffolo holds off the run of Murphy. Murphy was actually looking for something there from referee Simon Hooper, but nothing was forthcoming. To find out how much added on time from the fourth official, 3 minutes to go.
The superb pass that by Gimaresh.
He's been brilliant, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been brilliant, yeah. When he gets on the ball, he just dictates. It's his tempo, how he plays that. He can quicken it up, he can slow it down. Another brilliant bit of business by Newcastle United, bringing it to the football club.
That sending off of Ashley Palmer costly for Stockport. Stevenage have equalised from a penalty. Luke Norris, Stevenage 1, Stockport County 1. The results are starting to drop in now. Sports Report is coming up with Mark Chapman as Guimaraes comes forward now, wrestled off the ball though by Colback. A condensed Sports Report before we take you to our next commentary at Goodison Park, 5:30, Everton-Chelsea. Don't go anywhere on BBC Radio 5 Live. Motherwell 1, St Johnstone 1. Motherwell equalising there at Fir Park. The Forest travelling support, 3,000 of them making their voices heard, undeterred by the scoreline. I'm still convinced that the City Ground will be a real occasion next week for the visit of West Ham United. St Johnstone are now leading Motherwell 2-1, a goal in injury time as Sven Botman, the 5th substitution for Newcastle United, will be coming on for the closing stages just to get a feel of St James's Park, a ground of course that Jonathan Woodgate has played on during his playing career.
He's going to be a good player, Botman. Really like him. Can pass through the line, strong, reads it well, but he's going to find it difficult to get into this team with Dan Burn and Fabian Schär playing the way they are at the minute.
Well, here comes that change, and Sven Botman making his Newcastle United debut, a £32 million signing from Lille. AC Milan were huge admirers of the Dutch defender, but it's Bruno Guimaraes who comes off to a standing ovation. And what a fine game the Brazilian has had here, Jonathan.
Oh, he's been top good. He's been the best player on the pitch. Just dictated the game. Playing a deep lying midfield position, but he's been terrific.
Can even make out a Dutch flag in the Gallagate end for the arrival of the number 4, Sven Botman. as Nottingham Forest have a free kick as they trail 2-0. Williams into the penalty area. Pope's come for that, didn't get it. Newcastle have cleared. A late goal at Ross County. Gavin Wallace.
Leila Bada making it 3-1 to Celtic. It was a fantastic effort with the inside of his right foot, and it went well beyond Ross Laidlaw. A fantastic curling effort. Ross County 1, Celtic 3.
Doncaster Rovers 1, Sutton United 1 is the latest score in League 2. Two more commentaries tomorrow. Manchester United, Brighton, West Ham, Manchester City. The Monday Night Club is back with Mark Chapman and co from 7, and on Tuesday night we've got the EFL Cup will go around the grounds. But here on the opening weekend of the Premier League season, Newcastle United, who've only won once on the opening day in the last 8 seasons, are going to get off to a winning start. They had to wait for the 15th Premier League match last season. Not so today, as the roar and the celebrations will tell you. They are up and running, and Nottingham Forest return after an absence of 23 years is an unhappy one. It's finished here. Newcastle United 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Jonathan Woodgate.
Yeah, very good performance there by Newcastle. First half, the pressure that he imposed on the Nottingham Forest, they found it difficult. But then in the second half, they just upped the ante and they created better chances. Still had the pressing on the front foot. And at the end of the day, a good 2-0 victory. A fantastic performance by Newcastle United.
Goals in the second half, a special one from Cher after 58 minutes, and then Callum Wilson 12 minutes from time. It's finished at St James's Park. Newcastle United 2, Nottingham Forest 0.
And if Newcastle are moving on up, then so are Tottenham. So